Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Unleash Your Full Potential in the Workplace Summit. This is a series of interviews to share and for you to grow and implement ideas so that you can become a better version of yourself, and also so that you can succeed in your career and also in your life. I am your host, Corliss Sutton, and I am bringing to you over 25 leadership experts to share their expertise and genius with you. And so I hope that you are grabbing a pen and paper as I speak right now, because there is so much information that you're going to take away. I don't want you to miss out. And so there are a couple of reminders I want you to be aware of. In this interview, this is a replay. You can replay this interview over 24 hours. But if you want unlimited access of all these interviews for this 14-day summit, then I encourage you to click on the VIP button. That way, you can listen at your leisure and pleasure and at your convenience. So choose that option. But today I have a dynamic speaker who will be speaking on self-worth. His name is Kymone Hinds. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Kymone helps individuals and organizations to bring ideas to life. As a coach, speaker, author, and minister, he helps people figure out the next steps to close the gap between where they are and where they want to be. For 15 years, Kymone worked as a church pastor, leading and starting new congregations, running youth events, and creating ministry resources. He transitioned from that in 2018 to fulfill his dream of entrepreneurship. Through working with him, people have turned their expertise into businesses, some of which have earned six figures within their first year. He has been married to Karine since November of 2000, and they are proud parents of three teenagers, Jaden, Janice, and Joel. His two daughters are also entrepreneurs themselves and have been featured in local and national news outlets. Kymone is on a mission to help more people discover the value of what they have. He helps them develop visible and viable businesses and deploy them out into the world. Help me welcome Kymone to this platform. Welcome, Kymone.
Hey, Corliss, thank you so much for having me on here. So good to be a part of this amazing summit with these powerful speakers. And for anyone who is watching this, congratulations for you investing this time and these resources in your growth and development. So I tip my hat to you. Kudos to you for being a part of this.
So Kymone, tell us a little bit about your journey. In your profile, I can see that you transitioned from being a pastor into entrepreneurship. Tell us about that and what it was like for you.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. My first degree is in a field called actuarial science. And actuarial science, those are the people who calculate risk. They help to price your insurance. They help you figure out your retirement and pension plans and those things. And that's what I studied. And I worked in college for a few years and out of college in that field. And then those of us who, have a religious background, we have this thing talk about was be like a sense of calling. I felt called that was not what I was supposed to be doing, but working as a pastor in ministry was what I was supposed to be doing. And so I pursued that. I went back to school and then out of school worked for 15 years. And those were some amazing years, great experiences. Corliss, got a chance to travel, plan events, produce resources, lead congregations, start new congregations. And along the way, it's interesting, as I'm just saying to you all the things I did, those are some of the things I'm doing now. Leading events, creating resources, starting new things. Those are the things I'm doing now. But in the midst of it, there was a period where I felt like there's another shift that I have to make. And I think for many of us, when we get into one field, we sometimes feel like one, to make a shift is to say that maybe I was doing the wrong thing all along, right? And then secondly, some of us feel, well, if I make one shift, I can't make another, right? Because then I'll be just jumping around. And I realized for me that neither of those things were true. One, I could make a shift after making a shift because I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm figuring out more of what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I think secondly, I'm learning that the things that I've done in the past, they're all helping me with where I'm going. So there was no wasted knowledge. There was no wasted experience. And so in 2017, I made the decision, and my family and I worked a plan for a year to build a bridge so that in the middle of 2018, I stepped away to start working for myself with Ideas to Life.
Yeah, and Kymone, you have touched on some very important points there in your journey, which aligns to unleashing your full potential. Because what you have said there is that you don't have to stay in one position or in one area. Sometimes movement can mean lateral, sometimes it can be upwards. But it is all a part of your development and growth. And everybody have different pathway, but you've got to find it. And sometimes it means that you may have to go sideways into another area so you can get back on course with what God has for you. So that was a powerful beginning. But today you're going to speak to us on self-worth. Okay? So tell us, and our listening audience consists of professional women and corporate women. We also have moms who may be at home thinking about going back into the workplace. And we have women in general. And I hope some men are listening with their wives also, or their partners. Tell us a little bit about self-worth and what that means for you.
Sure. As you are saying self-worth, there are two words that I think we tie together as human beings, as people in the work and in our homes. Work and worth. Work and worth. Many times for us, we look at our work as something that gives us our worth. And so when I accomplish something, when I achieve something, when I'm applauded and I receive accolades for something, that boosts my self-worth. And so many times, because of that, we've allowed our work to determine our wellness, our outlook on life. And if we're honest, it even has an effect on our relationships. Work isn't going well. We feel like we hit some ceiling or some roadblock, and we come home, we bring that, and we're not our best selves because for many of us, we are allowing our self-worth to trend up and down based on how productive, how much we're rewarded, how much other people are affirming our work. And I think we have that backwards. Many of us have it backwards. In fact, I'll just say that's something I'm recovering from. So as you hear me talking to you today, I am not arrived. I'm not a black belt in this. I have a belt in this, but not a black belt in this. It's something I'm learning, that my worth is independent of my worth. My worth comes from intrinsic value, who I am, what my makeup as a human being, my essence, my gifts, my abilities, and my worth is settled before I work. My worth is settled before I work. Your worth is settled before you work. So if you have a bad day, your worth does not decrease. If you have a great day, your worth does not go up. And that's something I think we have to all work to understand, because for so much of our world, we are conditioned, we're being taught that our worth goes up and down based on our work. And maybe you think that's not a big deal, but think about if you are constantly allowing the results of your work, the recognition that you get from your work to determine how you internally feel about yourself, your energy goes down, your ability to bring your best self goes down, and just your overall ability to be with the people that you're with, that is affected. And so we need to settle in ourselves that who I am, the essence of who I am, is not affected by where I work, how long I work, how much I'm paid for that work, and what others think of that work. And I think that's important to start with, Corliss.
So, what actions would you advise persons to take if they want to improve or build their self-worth?
So one of those actions, first of all, I think as a person of faith, I say our second most important conversation we have each day is the one we have with ourselves, right? So if you're a person of faith, your most important conversation is the one you have with God or higher power. But the second most important conversation you have is the one you have with yourself. And for many of us, we don't even evaluate our self-talk. We actually have thoughts and ways that we talk to ourselves in success and in challenges that aren't serving us well. And so it's of taking some time to evaluate, what am I saying to myself? Is that true? Oh, I'm horrible at this. Oh, I'm never going to be good at this. Think about the words that you're saying to yourself, either out loud or internally, that's affecting your self-worth. And in order to rewire some of that stuff, you actually have to be intentional. I know some people do affirmations, right? Affirmations are powerful. And those are things to almost reset us, to put a new record, inside, put some new songs on your iPod or your smartphone, put some new songs on there to tell yourself that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you're an awesome person, that you bring something to the table, that clients love working with you, you get good results. You're awesome even if you do nothing at all, right? I am awesome on my day off. I'm an awesome person. So put some new tracks in your mind. The second thing I'd say, Corliss, that has been very helpful for me is actually sitting down and taking an inventory of what you're good at. I mean, we have a really long list of what we're not good at. Oh, I'm not good at this. And this is not my thing. And I'm not strong at this. And I think that comes from comparison. So I look at you, Corliss, and you're so vibrant and effervescent and you speak well. And I say to myself, well, I'm not good at speaking because I can't speak like her. And what I want you to do, and I really want you to almost put a time on your calendar this week to say, I'm going to write down all the things I'm good at. I'm going to make an appointment with myself. If someone asks me to have a meeting at that time, I'll say I'm already booked. But take some time, at least 20 minutes, and write down all of the things you're good at. I'm good at this. I'm a great cook. I'm awesome at planning. I'm a good connector of people. Write down all the things you're good at. And then if you run out of things, if you get to the point where you say, I don't know, maybe I'm not good at anything, I want you to ask people that you're close to, what are some things you think I'm good at? Because we have blind spots. We have places right behind my head right here that I can't see. But if you were standing behind me, you can see it clearly. Ask people, what are some of the things that I'm really good at? And let them tell you, and don't deflect it. Don't try to push it away, but receive it. Just those two simple actions, they boost our self-worth because we begin talking to ourselves differently and we begin looking at ourselves differently, not through the lens of what we don't do, but we look through the lens of what we're really good at.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. So Kymone, could you spend a little time telling the audience just how negative self-worth shows up in the workplace? What are some of the things they should avoid?
I think negative self-worth shows up, in so many different ways, right? I think one of the obvious ways is we shrink back from things that we could do, things that we can step up into, right? So because I don't have the right perspective of myself, I have not sat down to really get an inventory. There are opportunities in front of me that I do not seize because of the way I look at myself, right? the boss asks, or you're in an opportunity to make a presentation, and you're just like, no, that's not me. And maybe it could be personality, but also it can be, I'm not thinking of myself in a positive light. So we hold ourselves back. But here's another one, Corliss, that I think we may miss out on. Some of us spend our energy and our time doing things that we're not supposed to be doing. In fact, we end up doing other people's work. We take on things that people ask us. We're running ourselves ragged because we don't think we're worth enough. So we have to keep on performing, and we have to keep on saying yes to everything. We have to keep on going the extra miles, and we have to keep on doing all of this stuff, because here's what it is. We're looking for a pat on the back. We're looking for an accolade to make us get the worth that we really should have gotten before we got to the job. And so I think it shows up either in stepping back or in overcompensating. And if we really were to get it right, we would say yes to the right things, no to the right things, and create enough margin so that the things we're passionate about, our family, maybe some of our hobbies, even some of our own business ideas, we've created enough margin to do those things because we've said yes to the right things. We said no to the wrong things.
Yes, good, very good. So, Kymone, you spoke about the actions that should be taken, and you also spoke about, what it looks like, how it shows up, and how you can avoid it. What are some of the key things you would like to leave our audience with today in terms of self-worth?
One of the key things I want to just leave you with is just the power of belief. The power of belief. In fact, I think it would be even easier if I tell you a story than to just tell you that. And the story is a real made-up story, right? So it's real but imaginary. A young man was standing on the shore, the banks of a river, and he saw an older gentleman who was fishing. And the older gentleman is there casting out his line, put some bait on, cast the line out. And he's waiting. And eventually there's a tug on the line, and he begins to reel it in, and he catches a fish. It's this big. He looks at it, shakes his head, he throws it back. Little boy's watching, but it's not going to ask any questions. Sees the man go through the same actions, puts the bait on the line, on the hook, throws the line out, waits. It's another tug. He reels it in, and he doesn't catch a fish this big. He catches one this big. The man looks at it, shakes his head, throws it back. The little boy is extremely curious now, Corliss, but children should be seen and not heard. So he is being polite. He's just going to watch. Sees the man put the bait on the hook, throw the line out, waits, there's a bite, and he is now reeling this in. He doesn't catch a fish this big, doesn't catch it this big, he catches a fish this big. Let me see, here we go. He looks at it, shakes his head, throws it back. At this point, the boy is just like all of us now. He is wondering what is going on. He cannot take it any longer. And he goes up to the gentleman and he says, "Sir, I've been watching you. I saw you throw out your line and you've caught fish this big, this big, this big. And you keep throwing it back. And I want to know why." And the man said, "Young man, the reason I've had to throw the fish back that were this big, this big, this big is because my frying pan is this small." Now, I know it's a silly story, but it makes a point. Many of us, we get opportunities that come our way, and we keep throwing them back because our belief in ourselves is this small. It's this small. Problem is not the opportunities. The problem is that you don't believe that you're the person that should have that opportunity. The problem isn't the ideas that you get. The problem is you don't think you're a person that's worthy enough of those ideas. And so the things we talked about today to stretch us and to grow our belief in ourselves are super important, because I believe this year you'll have opportunities this big, this big, this big that come your way off the screen. And you need to believe enough to say, I am worthy of going after this. I'm worthy of being a person that can step into this space, step into this room, step into this opportunity. And I want you to have belief big enough that you can hold on to all the things that God has for you.
Thank you so much, Kymone, for that inspiring story. Now, you've got a free offer for the audience. Could you tell us a little bit about it, please?
Absolutely. So I believe everyone has some knowledge and expertise that they can monetize, they can gain income from. And there are different ways you can do that. You can do that through creating a product, through doing a service, through planning an event. And for many of us, we don't know which one of those ways should I monetize my expertise, my mind. And so I've created a free resource to help you figure out which of those ways you can use to monetize your mind. And to make it simple, you simply go to this website, howtomonetizeyourmind.com. howtomonetizeyourmind.com. You go there, it'll give you some simple questions. And at the end, it'll give you a result to say, here's the best way for you to monetize your mind, your expertise, the knowledge, the things that you know how to do.
That's really good. And to our listening audience, you can click on the link below. The link that's below, you can click on that, and then you can get right into Kymone's website, and you'll receive your free gift, which is howtomonetizeyourmind.com. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kymone, for your presentation today. And to my listening audience, just to remind you, please make sure you sign up for that Facebook group. At the end of our session, at the end of the day, at 5 p.m. Eastern, our speakers will be online. You will get an opportunity to meet Kymone and ask him any questions he may have about self-worth. You can discuss, have a real conversation and speak about your challenges, and you can ask for solution. He'll be there to support you and provide that feedback to whatever you may be going through. So please make sure that you join us at 5 p.m. Eastern. And again, thank you so much. This is the end of another interview series. There will be more to come, so please stay tuned. Thank you, my lovely audience. Kymone, any last parting words, please?
Just really simple. You know, the exercises we talked about, all the things we talked about, you're worth it to actually put in the work so that you can realize your true worth. So go do it.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, my lovely audience. Until our next interview series. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye, everybody.